time is 18 past 7. You catch me with a copy of Vogue in my hands. I should explain. Yeah, exactly. It's Saturday morning. For years, an appearance on the front cover or even inside of British Vogue has been a rite of passage for women in the fashion industry. Emily Blunt is the cover star this month. But this month, it's rather different inside, isn't it?
For the first time, the people taking centre stage are not models. This month sees the magazine's first real issue. That's how they're describing it anyway. While Hollywood star Emily Blunt, as we've said, graces the cover, the inside pages feature businesswomen and academics. But how realistic is Vogue's idea of real? Well, it's a question we've been putting to some of you.
So it's nice to see, like, everyday people in a magazine.
I do think at one point, I think if they should have used, instead of real women issue, they should have used a real woman on the front, not a movie star.
A really good idea, to be fairly honest, because that's based on reality. Not all of the people are really skinny people, and I really appreciate that.
Any big women, is it? They're not real women, it's skinny them. Where's the big ones? Where's the big women? No big women. We need big women in them. They're skinny.
Well, I would have thought they'd have used a real woman on the front cover. That would have been, what I would have done.
But they're always going to go for sales, aren't they?
Of course.
Which are the...
You tell me.
Oh, I see what you mean. Right, so it's a question of who's models and who isn't. But no, I'm all for using real people from real walks of life.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the women in this month's magazine is Jane Hutchinson, who's a founder of the breast cancer charity Hello Beautiful Foundation. And she's with us now. And we can also talk to the body image campaigner Natasha Devon, who's in our London newsroom. Good morning to both of you. And as you'll have seen from those boxes there, in general, people are, of course, really welcoming of the idea of having so-called real women featured in a magazine like this, but a bit more cynical when they actually look at the front and flick through the pages. There's still models featured very heavily in something like this, Jane.
I think it's important that real women are featured in Vogue, which is an amazing, massive magazine worldwide, so it'll be a starting block for other magazines to do something similar. And I think having Emily Blunt on the front is still great. I mean, she isn't a model, she's an actress, does an amazing job. And I think you need that facial recognition of someone to sell a magazine. It can't just be someone that's unknown.
But if you really wanted to make a statement, wouldn't you have a cover star who was also a real woman rather than a movie star?
Well, I think she is a real woman. She's worked hard to get where she is. You do have amazing people on front covers of Vogue, and Michelle Obama, really inspiring people. So it's great that the whole magazine inside has these real women.
Well, let's talk a bit about you being featured in the magazine, because what an opportunity. There you are. You look absolutely fabulous. How did you come to be involved in this?
So Stella McCartney does a lot for my breast cancer charity, Hello Beautiful. She does a lot for breast cancer awareness. Obviously, her mum passed away of breast cancer, and every year she designs a double mastectomy bra for us, which really helps women going through surgery to not only feel beautiful but be comforted. And the money of that, donations of the sale go towards awareness space we're opening in London next month.
So when you got that call, this is Vogue, we'd like to put you in our magazine, come and do a photo shoot. What was your immediate reaction? How much did they tell you about the idea behind this issue?
At the beginning, they didn't tell me that much. Obviously, it was an amazing day. I mean, how many people get to say they've been in Vogue in their lifetime? Not many, not even models. So it was absolutely fantastic. Once in a lifetime.
Natasha, I wonder if we can ask you, is there any point in a magazine like Vogue even pretending to be real? Isn't it there really for people's fantasy, for a bit of escapism?
Well, I mean, I think it's amazing that they have focused on Hello Beautiful and raised awareness of that charity. And I don't want to cast aspersions on that decision at all. But I also think it's important to be aware that a magazine, a fashion magazine, can never truly reflect reality to us. And I think that Vogue is slightly behind where the body confidence movement has gone. A couple of years ago, everybody was very excited at the idea of using so-called real women in media. But then when that was experimented with by various organisations, what we realised was that if you call a woman who has been in professional hair and makeup, professionally styled and probably photoshopped, real and present that to consumers as reality, there is then an expectation that we are supposed to emulate that. And you can see that on social media with people airbrushing their selfies, for example. So actually it has the opposite effect on women's self-esteem a lot of the time.
It's interesting because in looking through this, although some of the editorial and some of the articles feature those, I keep using the phrase real women, but that's how it's been described, real women. The adverts are classic fashion adverts starring models and the kind of images that we're all too familiar with in women's magazines. That bit hasn't changed.
Well, magazines are always beholden to their advertisers. That is part of the issue with them. So you can have all this really worthy content, which and the message of that content is taken away by the advertorial content. But I think it's we need to redefine what's aspirational. There's nothing wrong with presenting certain images as aspirational, I don't think, but we can redefine what aspiration is. So, for example, I love the Simply Be catalogue because the women in the Simply Be catalogue look like me, but a little bit better. I find that aspirational. So it doesn't have a detrimental impact on my self-esteem. So I think if we have a broad range of shapes, size, ages and races within models and present that as aspirational, that's probably a nice middle ground, rather, because real women, I don't really understand what that means. And I think it's a tricky concept suggesting that some women are more real than others.
Natasha, Devon, thank you very much. And Jane Hutchinson as well. Thank you to you. But I imagine a pristine copy of that Vogue will be by your bedside for quite a long time, yeah.
Framed, I'd have thought, on the wall, won't it? Thank you both very much indeed. Do let us know your views on that as well this morning. Keep them coming in because we're going to talk about it again a little bit later.